Hi guys, I'm going to start a new series. I'm going to call it Info Snips. And basically what I'm going to do in this, I'm just going to do a video based on different aspects of the game. So for example, I'll do one on grenades, I'll do one on classes, I'll do one on weapons, I'll do one on vehicles, and so on. You know, it keeps it short and sweet, to the point. This one is going to be classes, as you'll see by that cool title above me. Obviously this is based on all the information I have at the moment, so if we get any new information that isn't going to be in this video, I will do an update video and put all the new information in. And if there's anything I've missed out or anything you guys know that I don't, put it in the comments and I will put it in the update video when I do it. Getting on to the first episode. So the first thing we know, there are 4 classes thanks to that awesome trailer with more wob wob. There's Salvador the Gunzerker, Maya the Siren, Axton the Commando, and Zero the Assassin. The first thing we know is that all these classes are going to be less weapon specific compared to what they were in the first Borderlands. So I don't know if you guys remember, but each class had sort of specific weapons that they were better with. So Mordecai had snipers, Roland had shotguns, Lilith had submachine guns, and a brick had rocket launchers, I think. And that sort of made it very restricted, which is kind of annoying, but there's less of that now. They said that that's pretty much non-existent now, so that's awesome. So now if you find an awesome weapon that's not your specialty, you won't have to leave it there and keep your piece of crap that fires out piss. So yeah, first class, Salvador. We all know about Salvador, we've known about him for months. His ability, he whips out 2 weapons, any 2 weapons, 2 pistols, 2 shotguns, a shotgun and a sniper, rocket launcher and a submachine gun, anything. And we know that his skills can change that. So for example, one of his skills is that if you have 2 of the same weapon, then it gets stronger. So if I have 2 shotguns, effectively you're going to do 4 times the damage. Yeah, because you got 2 weapons and times 2. And if you have 2 different weapons, then it increases accuracy. So if I have a submachine gun and a assault rifle, then the crosshair is going to get smaller, so it's going to be much more accurate. I think that's a pretty cool idea, guys. Next character is Maya. She's the siren returning from the first game. Well, not the siren, same siren. But she has a different ability. This one's called phase lock, as in key in the door, lock. Similar to phase walk, but lock. And what this does is essentially telekinesis. So what it does, it picks up an enemy, it will lock them, as you'll see in that very pretty picture there over the Black Ops poster, because you hate it, I know you do. And it locks them so they can't move. And so it's just a pretty cool idea. And this can be upgraded to do different things. So it can be healing. So what you can do, you could phase lock your teammate and revive them. Or while you've got an enemy in a phase lock, you and your teammates all get health, which is really cool. It can also be upgraded to like a destruction skill. So you could like blow them up while they're in the phase lock. And also you had to have crowd control, so you can pick different amounts of enemies up at a time. So I think that's a pretty cool skill, guys. Next guy is Axton. Now his ability is a turret. When I first saw this, I was kind of a bit down because I've already done a turret, and I thought not much effort's gone into that. But the more I read about it, the cooler I think it is. So the first thing we know is that the turret is much more modifiable than Roland's turret from the first Borderlands, and it changes how you distribute your points on the skill trees. So, for example, if you put damage up, just say that for argument's sake, then the guns on the turret might get bigger. We know the turret doesn't have a shield. If you remember from the first Borderlands, it had a little blue shield around it, and it was like pew pew pew. Yeah. We know 2 of its skill trees are close range and medium range, so that's cool as well. And we also know that you can throw this turret in a longbow grenade. So if you remember from the Borderlands, you throw the grenade and it zips to where you've thrown it, and it appears there. So you could just throw it at some guy's feet that's like a mile away and watch them shit a brick. So that's awesome. Right, the last guy is called Zero, and he's the assassin. His ability is a sword / decoy / cloaked mode. I think it's called deception, but don't quote me on that. Basically what it does, you drop a decoy, so another ninja like person will run away, and you turn invisible. You turn invisible for a period of time, and while you're invisible, enemies can't see you because you're invisible, and their critical hit zones will light up. So it'll be their head or their chest or some part of them, and while you do this you can slash it with your sword. So I think that's pretty cool. Although everyone says they're going to be him because he looks really cool, but in a way he's kind of like Brick from Borderlands, because he kind of, when you go into this ability, you kind of lose all your range attacks, if you kind of see what I mean. You're restricted to melee, which kind of annoys me, but I don't know, you know, we don't know all the details yet, so but we'll see. Also, this is the guy who has the sniper's tree, so if you're a sniper, this is the guy to go for. Right, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.